To compete in today's world, you have to be competitive from a global standpoint. How much more global can you get than the Cleveland Clinic?
Studies have shown that a lot of people that ended up being engineers and scientists trace it back to an engaging and enjoyable experience as a teenager. So that's the now.
And this is our prime time where our brains are still developing. This is the time where we really need to be taking in as much as we can.
It just all helps you for later on in life. So, why not learn it now while you're young?
Healthcare is going through enormous change. So is education. So is our region. So is our world. Healthcare Plus Pathways, the Neoa Internship Program, our 9-week summer internship program. These programs share Cleveland Clinic expertise and community partnerships with regional students, giving them an opportunity to really develop the essential skills they'll need for success, not just in the classroom, but in the world.
The jobs of the future, they will have those jobs. They're going to be highly technical jobs, and so they have to be prepared for those jobs.
We need to start educating our youth and our young kids about important aspects of medicine that are more than just reading medical textbooks. We need to teach them about the humanistic side of medicine.
No matter which program of ours in civic education you're talking about, all of our programs can serve to illuminate a student's mind so that the choices that they make are going to be choices that are going to be of benefit to them now, tomorrow, the next day, the next year, so that they can be successful.
The mission of Healthcare Plus Pathways is to give students that extra step, that career exploration before they get into high school.
During week 1 was all like instructional. We learned about the scientific method. We learned about how research is done. And the second week was more interactive when we did our projects, when we went on field trips.
It changed me. Now I'm developing a question about everything, how does that work? Or, how do they do that?
Different personalities react differently. My daughter is somewhat more shy than my son, and I think this is enormous important for her. This is her first achievement that she does it on her own, and I think what this internship does, they give them the footing for them to stand up and to move on.
The Healthcare Pathways program just really opened my eyes to all the possibilities and where I could go with my career. And so I applied for Neoa this year, and this program has been great so far.
The students who participate in Healthcare Plus Pathways are eligible the following year to apply to the Neoa Internship Program, which starts with a 4-week summer component, but it's a year-round program, and so that really takes their learning to the next level.
Neoa is the Northeast Ohio Research Education Medicine Alliance. It is an internship program for students between 9th and 10th grade year. It's a collaborative program between the Office of Civic Education Initiatives, Kent State University, and Cuyahoga Community College. They spend time living in the dorms at Kent State University, and during the day they actually take college-level courses with the professors at Kent.
It's all about connections, and through Neoa you're allowed to make connections with all these people that you've met that will help you. There's always people out there with experience, you just need to meet them, and so when you learn from them, you can be the person who has experience and people are looking for you.
Working and being a scientist and being a doctor and working in medicine, you're primarily involved with working with people, and this program develops relationships with other people at all ages and at all stages, and I think that's very valuable for them.
The great thing about Neoa is that we're not only learning about microbiology, about writing for science, we're also learning people skills, being together with the other interns and relating to the teachers and relating to other people and doing things like our public service announcement, and it's very liberating to do because it really feels like your work means something.
What our internship program allows the students to do is to take the theory that they've picked up in the classroom so far and actually see it in application. And they can then see their role in making the application of the research that they're doing, and they can see the benefit of the research once it's going to be concluded. They are doing actual work that is of value, that is going to have definitive results.
I went into Neoa first year and I was like, I gotta do more. You know, I was so like, I gotta do it, I gotta do more. It was like almost like this itching type of feeling, like I wanna see more of it. And so that's why I knew without a doubt when I was done, I was like, I'm doing the 9-week internship. It blows my mind that I can say to a doctor, can I come shadow you and look at your department? And he says, yeah, come right ahead, I'd love to have you. And you're like, oh my gosh, like, you know, you couldn't, nowhere else can you do that except here at the clinic and in these programs. It just blows my mind.
In our past, our research interns have done anything from clinical to equipment studies to educational studies, and they're also making connections with the folks that are coming through, from the physicians that are into our courses and the nurses, and then they're lining up additional clinical experiences.
I feel indebted to the Civic Education program for providing us with outstanding students to help further our work, and I truly believe this. Without many of these students being here, a lot of the work would not get done, so they provide a vital role and function to the sustainability of many of the programs here at Cleveland Clinic.
In all the research, there is a practical, tangible outcome. And that outcome is that you're going to be improving the lives of people.
A lot of that research that they're doing are things that go beyond the clinical setting in areas that can actually be applied to better the lives of other people. All those things really help build a better tomorrow.
I think it is helpful to the community because, you know, they're bringing up all these uprising doctors and engineers and scientists, and the community needs those people. So, I mean, where would we be without these people?
We're on the brink of launching legislation for all of the high schoolers where they're going to be required to have CPR. So I can directly relate it to our interns. They've already come through the program. They've had an opportunity to be a participant in a CPR class as well as assist with the instruction. So as they're transitioning back into their high schools, now we have ambassadors that can come back and say, hey, I trained at the Cleveland Clinic. I learned how to do this. This is really important, and let me tell you the reasons why.
It's super cool to know that something I've done has actually impacted someone, and that makes me very excited for the future, because if I continue with this medical path, then I know I can be doing that every day of my life.
We are all caregivers. We care beyond the walls.
Some of these students come back and work at Cleveland Clinic, and that's great. But whether or not they stay in healthcare, they are going to learn so much that will benefit them no matter what they do, no matter what career they go into. These programs don't just strengthen Cleveland Clinic or the healthcare industry, they strengthen the community.
There's so much more out there. There's so much more we can do in life. Just make a little hole in that bubble. Like, there's more out there than you think in this little place that you live. There's nothing stopping you. Nothing at all. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter your history. It doesn't matter your socioeconomic status. What defines me is who I am today and what I'm going to do in the future.